Hi, and welcome to ATP Training 101. Today we're going to start with Section A, just a brief overview of what the entire industry is all about. So the overview is what, where, when, and who. What is medical equipment, wheelchairs, primarily for patients with physical mobility limitations that reside in the community. So just to give you an understanding of what we're talking about here, medical equipment, wheelchairs, we provide and specialize at Silvercare specifically is custom wheelchairs. Primarily motorized wheelchairs, some manual chairs as well. We focus on custom independent mobility. Independent mobility is part of the durable medical equipment industry. And I want to give you a bit of an overview of what the industry is all about so you understand why and how we're providing this equipment and why the insurance will fund it, and so on. So the insurance companies provide medical equipment necessary to enable the patients to live a safe and functional lifestyle in their home. When the insurance companies say safe and functional lifestyle, they have very specific parameters. The insurance company is trying to maintain their patients living in their home. So what it means for someone to live in their home, they need to be able to accomplish activities of daily living. And that is the parameter for an insurance company to say, will we provide the equipment? Will we not provide the equipment? Will it enable the ADL? Will it not enable the ADL? So ADLs are bathing, toileting, feeding, grooming, and dressing. Now, granted, patients will tell you, well, I need to get to the doctor, I need to get to the pharmacy, I need to get out of my home to go to the grocery store. These are all things that they do need to live a functional lifestyle. However, that is not why the insurance is providing the equipment. The insurance is providing the equipment to provide the patient with the ability to accomplish activities of daily living, things they need to do to live a safe and functional lifestyle in their home. These other concerns are things they need to look at other ways or means of taking care of it. They may be able to, once they have the motorized wheelchair to get around their apartment, they can take it outdoors, but that's not why the insurance provides it. The insurance provides it for indoor use. So, in order for a patient to remain living in their home, they would be entitled to whatever equipment is necessary for ADL care. So with regard to mobility, the mobility device will not actually help the patient eat. However, if the patient is unable to get from their bed to their kitchen for meals, the mobility device will enable the patient to get to the kitchen to eat their meals. So what we're doing here is we're providing the patient with a motorized wheelchair because the patient cannot get out of bed. The patient is unable to transfer, they are able to transfer, they're unable to walk from their bed to their kitchen for meals, and we're providing them with a motorized wheelchair to get from their bed to their kitchen for meals. They're unable to get to their bathroom for grooming and hygiene. They now have a motorized wheelchair which serves as their feet because they're non-ambulatory or they're high fall risk. We'll go through specifics as to why and what we consider unable to get from point A to point B in their home for ADL care. But the idea is that the wheelchair is not helping them eat, it's helping them get to the kitchen to eat. It's helping them get to the bathroom for grooming and hygiene, helping them get to their dresser. We're trying to get the patient to live a functional and safe lifestyle in their home. In order for a patient to live a safe and functional lifestyle, they need to be able to accomplish their ADLs. If they need what we call MRADLs, mobility-related activities of daily living. That is what we're here to help them accomplish, is the mobility aspect for their ADL care. So again, they're not eating because they have a wheelchair, they're getting to the kitchen because they have a wheelchair. And the fact that they are unable to safely get to their kitchen without their motorized chair, that is why they are entitled as a Medicare beneficiary to obtain a motorized wheelchair. Now, when some of these patients have recently been in a nursing home and the insurance company wants to set up their home so they can be safe and independent, and many times these patients are living in the community and they're at risk for being they're at risk to either go to a hospital or unable to maintain their lifestyle they have already in the community, and we want to maintain their lifestyle in the community. So patients like that as well, we're going to look at. So either patients coming out of a rehab facility, we want to discharge them home. The insurance company is saying this nursing home is too expensive for us. It's not good for the patient's overall well-being. We think they're much better off being in a home environment. Many benefits of being home. It's also a lot cheaper for the insurance company to get them out of the nursing home. where they have full-time skilled care. They don't need that much skilled care, but they do need to have a safe and functional lifestyle in their home. So the insurance company is willing and wants to set up their home so they can be safe and functional in their home. Same idea, a patient is already living in a home, they have to maintain that safe and functional mobility. We want to keep them in their homes. We do not want to send patients to hospitals and nursing homes. We want to keep them home and independent and functional as possible. So patients who are already in a home, we want to make sure we give them the right equipment to make sure they stay safe. And then the who is, every insurance beneficiary is entitled to safe mobility. When we say safe mobility, this may mean they only need a cane or a walker or a manual wheelchair, scooter, or full power wheelchair. We have to go up the rank. Every time we're providing a patient with a motorized wheelchair, we need to identify why the patient can't use a cane, a walker, a manual chair, or a scooter, and we'll get into that at a later date. But it's all for the same reason, and that's why we always have to focus on the less expensive equipment and explain why the patient needs the more expensive equipment. Because the insurance company, the reason why they're providing their equipment is my patient is non-functional ambulatory. Either non-ambulatory at all, they're not weight bearing, or they're a high fall risk. So if they're a high fall risk, why can't they use a cane? Because they're still a high fall risk. Or they have the inability to initiate gait, but they can do it a little if somebody holds on to their hand. They can walk a little, but they can't do it independently. Your patients are entitled to safe and independent mobility in their home. So if they need assist to walk, then that's not considered functional mobility. They need to be able to do it by themselves when no one's around so they can get to their kitchen again for meals. So going through the entire ATP training here, we're going to come back to this focus over and over again. We go in, we identify ADLs the patient is unable to accomplish because of their physical limitation, meaning the patient cannot get around their home and they therefore require a device. We are then going to explain why the patient requires the motorized wheelchair. We'll say why this patient can't use a cane, why they can't use a walker. Sometimes they could propel a manual chair if it's set up right. Sometimes the motorized chair is not safe for them. They need a manual tilt space. We'll get into all that, but it always boils down to the same parameters of why the insurance is providing the equipment. The patient has an ADL in their home they cannot accomplish, and we're here to help them with their ADL care. That is what we're doing for a tremendous percentage of our patients, working within the insurance companies. We're looking for ADL care. There's an ADL they are unable to accomplish because of their limitation, and now we're going to go into providing them with a safe, functional, and independent MRADL, mobility-related activity of daily living. That is what we're doing here at Silvercare. Thanks for watching.